Oh, hello everyone, and welcome back. I decided that before I finally start to branch off into something completely different and away from what I've been normally doing for the last month and a half, thereabouts, that I would finally cover what I've been using, what little spare time I have on, which is usually gaming. So, I'm going to give to you the best video games I've found in October and November so far. Oh, in case you're wondering about security measures, don't worry. As you can probably not see from this angle, I set Godzilla, who's normally over there, out into the hall. He's not in kill mode right now. So if anyone tries to bug us, they're going to get a little surprised nonetheless. So as I mentioned before the opening credits, I'm going to give to you guys the games I have been paying some attention to since October started. Most of these are to mostly keep me in the Halloween spirit, so I can at least have something to keep me going while I pound through yet another horror movie, at the present date at least. But yeah, not all of these are just simple games. A lot of them are the seasonal MMOs, which need some mentioning. So let's start, shall we? The first game I should mention, and also the first game that caught my interest for this season, Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. Undead Nightmare is a Western cowboy gone to zombies. If I'm not mistaken, it's the same main character from the regular part of the series, only it's like some sort of aftermath sort of thing, where he's now suddenly having to deal with zombies as the dead are suddenly rising from their graves and attacking his local town. Come to find out as he finds out more, it's not just his town, but the entire western frontier out there that seems to be under attack from these zombies. So it's his duty and your moral compass ideals to decide what to do, where to go, and what he should be doing. You can be saving people if you want to. It's kind of difficult at times. But overall, a very good action-based game for zombies. Next one here is Castlevania. This one is available for sure on PlayStation 3. I think it's also on Xbox. I'm not sure about Wii. It's definitely not available for PC. It is online capable and features mostly levels from the Game Boy games from the Castlevania series. But in the extra downloadable content, not like the game's not downloadable itself, the game itself is actually somewhere around $15, but the downloadable content can vary between about $3 to $2, from about actually more like $4 to $2, but I digress. A lot of the content is mostly an extra 4 maps, and an extra 6 or so characters. One of the maps is the one you're seeing right now, which is the original NES version of the Castlevania castle. And amongst those characters that you can download is actually Simon from said game. I was very happy when I actually got Simon, and apparently he's one of the best damage dealers at an early age, and he only gets better from here. He's not fast, and I still haven't been able to figure out how people are moving so fast in this game, but I'm sure it's just an item somewhere that I need to find yet. Other than that, this map in particular is very faithful to the original Castlevania, taking the entire NES game and converting it into a sensible way to make it all one single castle, which you can pass in about 20 to 30 minutes. The sub-weapons are also interchangeable. I recently got the more retro-styled knife and axe for Simon here, which still needs some leveling up. The only problems I really have with the system itself is the fact that the only way you can level up is by leveling up the sub-weapons. And to be quite honest, it's a very annoying way, especially since the sub-weapons can only level up when you're doing solo. So a lot of levels, and I mean a lot, since there's only about 11 or 12 levels in this game, are going to be repeats for you. But that also does mean that you'll move from normal to hard relatively quickly, even faster if you get through all the levels via online with help. But that also means that you're going to be pretty useless for any kind of solo play. But however, despite all that, it's still a fairly fun game. It's definitely a very good group game to be playing. I do have at least one of my friends playing this right now, and I've almost gotten him to this level. I've now been able to master things a little bit better, so I know what's going on when I try and fight Dracula at the end of the original castle. So I can actually take him down on my own if I want to. Although I do think the sub-weapons need some work again since I just recently switched them. Other than that, you get a lot of the characters that you would want to see. You get Simon, you get Alucard, you get all the newer characters from the Game Boy games, all mixed in together, and you get a clash of everything since the PlayStation 1 game into one game. So enjoy. Now we hit to the MMOs a little bit here. What you are seeing right now is Anarchy Online. They have a thing every year called Fighting Uncle Pumpkinhead. Uncle Pumpkinhead is the pumpkin-headed creature with a black torso that you see here with a scythe. Essentially, the basic idea is you go in there, you find Uncle Pumpkinhead, and you smash his head into the ground. And then you loot his corpse. There are special items every year. And also, I might add that what you're seeing on my character here, the big giant orb of a head, is actually the newest bit of customization that they've added in. As you can probably tell from a little bit of what you've seen so far, there will be a close-up very soon, that this is very reminiscent of a certain comedic sci-fi horror movie known as Ghostbusters. Other than that, I'm not going to give it too much away, other than the fact that the items are very, very dead-on, and they look very nice. And also that the proton pack can be used as a backpack. Sweetness. And now I have a few pictures here for you. As you can see in the lower left-hand corner, this is from City Heroes. This year, their big addition to the game was to make these new costume sets, as you're seeing before you right now. The vampire one is not all of that is actually original and new, but the rest of these are very new, very original, and recently added on now. I believe the availability to buy them has actually been canceled now, but I managed to buy it, and if you look very closely here, Son of Dracula, get it? Castlevania, get it? Castlevania is lost on the youth. Also, this brings me back to another MMO, Lord of the Rings Online. I have not actually done too much with Lord of the Rings Online this year. It pretty much was just the same game. There is the big addition that they added last year still that's back up and running, which is the Haunted Burrow in the Shire, you know, where the hobbits and aka halflings live. In said burrow, you'll find all kinds of silly little things that pop out at you. You'll have a plethora of quests, and I mostly spent most of my time just sitting around playing Castlevania music, and actually got a number of wanders by, just kind of stop and go, hey, cool. Not to another multiplayer game, not exactly an MMO, but it is massively multiplayer and online, and is now free. This will be the extra mansion level that was added this year to Team Fortress 2. As you can see, it's a nice little thing, and you don't look right. Yeah, I gotta watch yourself in this game. There was supposed to be a boss from last year returning as well as a boss for this year, but I had never been able to figure out where on earth these supposed boss battles are supposed to be and how to activate them. So to be quite honest, I'm kind of peeved that Steam, in which case also connected with its Valve, can't seem to tell us where to go or what to do to get to their special event.
3 ghost breakers.
This is a cheap little budget game I recently got into.
They are not afraid of no ghosts. Yeah. Beware these
Ghost
dangerous
crushers.
adversaries.
This is called Ghost Master, and if you ever heard of Dungeon Master, it's almost the same thing. Instead of actually being able to set up your own base of command, you're mostly unlocking ghosts all over the place and then using them to scare the bejesus out of people while also unlocking more ghosts. The unlocking of the ghosts tends to be very because a lot of the logic just takes huge leaps. Otherwise, good game.
Not sleeping?
What you're now seeing is Zombie Island on Facebook. Yeah, it's a Facebook game, but look at how nice and shiny this is. And who on earth would have thought you'd ever see cute zombies? I sure didn't. So far, it's been a little bit fun. I haven't done too much of it just yet. Give me a couple of weeks, then I could probably have something going on with it. Other than that, my sister and her fiance are playing it, and they're the ones that dragged me into it. So, it's all their fault. And this is going to be the one that raises the rating for this episode. This is Killing Floor. This is actually original Killing Floor was a knockoff of the Unreal engine that was made originally from the original Unreal game. And this was just a little mod someone put together and had to bash a bunch of nasty looking monsters. Killing Floor has become its own game now apparently, and you can also get it for relatively cheap. They did have different skins for Halloween, but I did not get a chance to record during the Halloween season. So this is actually what you'll see now for the enemy skin. Which actually I kind of like better because the other skins kind of look a little weird and campy, if you will. And for something that's supposed to be keeping you tense and alert, it's not exactly the best thing. Also, the big thing to warn you about with this game is that the final wave, which is after the wave that you're supposed to be done at, features a big boss. This guy is extremely tough to kill and invisible. So, if you'll give this a few moments, you'll eventually see me having to duck. Saw you! And then he just kind of disappears. I can't figure out where he is. But yes, as you see, there's all kinds of little blinking lights in the ground. I have set pipe bombs. This guy is so extremely hard to kill that you literally need these pipe bombs, which can kill you in a single blow if you're too close. See? That took a chunk out of me. But it also took a huge chunk out of him, and the flamethrower did the rest. End game. So yeah, all of these games, plus I might mention Demon's Souls, which I've only played a little bit of so far. It's a tough cookie. Are the big hits that connected with me this season. Next episode will be back to actually a TV show review, but I'm not going to review an entire series like I've done the last 2 times. I'm actually going to try something different and review the first 2 episodes of a certain show. And it's also a popular one, at least for the underground geeks that are really geeks. And like tokusatsu. I bet you some of you have hints of what's coming already. But stay tuned, I might still surprise you. And I'll see you all next time. Catch you later.